Hello, everyone. So we will talk about now a very important point, which probably you will think that how is it relevant to copywriting and why should you know this? But believe me, most of the people are stuck at this place, okay, and they don't understand actually that how exactly you are turning your passion into profession, okay? A lot of you join or want to be a writer or content writer thinking, or maybe you must have heard it from somewhere, or you're like that, yes, this sounds very fascinating, this is a very cool job. Okay, as cool or fascinating as it is, okay, it takes a lot of devotion and a lot of passion. So hobby and passion, guys, there is a difference. Always understand this, that there is a huge difference between what is your hobby, something that you just do in a free time, and something that you want to make. If in case painting is your hobby, or you are an artist and you in your free time you love to just paint something or create certain drawings, that is your hobby. If you want to be an artist to earn money, you need to convert that hobby into passion, which you can do. But believe me, it's a matter of a lot of devotion. So this chapter is going to be all about how you can change your passion. So first of all, understand that this should be your passion. If writing is your passion, if this is something that you really enjoy, then you can definitely convert it into your profession. Okay. So, how are we going to get started with this? Recognize that there is no point of aspiration. This simply means that there is no one else who is going to give you some sort of motivation. Okay. It is you who need to do it for yourself. Okay. You are the only one who would do it for yourself. You will have to motivate yourself to be this. You need to figure out that can you do this or not. There is no one else. There are people who keep on asking if I would be able to do this. You want to be sure. Okay. But then believe me, there is no point of aspirations. Okay. You're only and only going to find it in you. Okay. You need to be ambitious. You need to figure out if, see yourself at a level that, yes, I am now stabilized as a writer. And how would it make you feel? If this is something that excites you, that will be always your self motivation. Okay. So there are no points for that. Okay. Know that your worth as a writer is not defined by how much you publish. Now, again, it is not about that on daily basis you're publishing a post or yes, you need to write daily. That is a practice part. Okay. But when you become a writer, it's not about that how much you're posting daily. Okay. How much you're writing. It is all about quality. Okay. It is all about quality, not how much you publish. All right. Write as if your life depends on it. And this goes with any kind of profession. If you really want to enjoy that money, if you really want to enjoy that profession, you need to be somebody like your life depends on that thing. You love that thing so much. Okay. So write like your life depends on it. Gain experience. Now, guys, I also did this. Believe me, I am a non-IT person, as in I am from literature. And I had to start working with an IT firm wherein I was, of course, not comfortable. I worked there for good 10 to 11 years. Okay. I was not happy at all. But the point was that leaving that job or quitting that job was not an option. So make peace with what you are doing. Nobody is asking you to just leave it, because financial security is also a thing. Okay. If you will take your actions wisely, you will be more successful, because when you leave a job in that excitement that no, I am going to be a writer now, this confidence is good. But imagine that in case you're not earning for a few months initially, until you are very good with your financial stuffs, if you're not earning initially a very good amount of money, you'll be very disheartened. And that time of being disheartened and depression would not lead you anywhere, because money is a thing. It gives you a lot of confidence. Once you have it, you feel like doing a lot of things for you. Okay. So before quitting any job, just make sure that you are gaining some sort of solid experience in it. Now, for those of you who are not working, it is absolutely fine. You can just devote all your time here. But for the people who are actually working somewhere and they want to quit, it will happen. It has happened for me also, guys. But believe me, for at least 1 year, I've kept my vision so clear when I was doing my writing stuff, as in when I started writing daily, when I was learning copywriting, creative writing, like professionally, when I was learning it, okay, I was joining my office, and then on weekends or whenever it was my week off, I was taking my classes. And then there was this writing practice that I was doing on daily basis. Even if I was not getting time to repeat the chapters that I was learning on my weekends, I was not getting time because at times I used to be very tired. But one thing I understood it for sure, that, technical rules and regulations, I can learn anytime because I have them with me. Okay. Or when I'll start writing, it will come very naturally in me. Like I will remember all of the rules. But there is no replacement that is there for my mind and for my ideas. So no matter what and how much time it took, and I was, by the way, working in a night shift, it was a very difficult task. Okay. But still, I made sure that even if I wrote 10 words, 12 words on daily basis, I made sure that I was writing without judging whether it is good or bad. I made it a habit, and still it is a habit. Okay. Now, when it's been long that I'm working as a writer, I have now, there are just 2 or 3 days that goes by when I am occupied and I'm not able to write anything. And writing does not mean that you need to get something, some money or some professional projects. Writing means you are writing. Okay, I've already explained it enough that even writing stories, and if you're so quick in creating stories and defining emotions, you can be an amazing copywriter. Okay, because once you're joining any organization, writing about any product and defining that product, explaining that product to people, figuring out the good qualities of that product, and writing good features of that product and telling the benefit to people is no big deal, will not remain a big deal for you. What will remain a big deal always is that how well you are creating a story around it. Guys, start watching all the advertisements, believe me. I know that all of them are not going to give you good stories, but there are a lot of advertisements, and the best part of advertisements are that they are just for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and give you very good stories. Okay, and you will understand that why this particular story was created for this product, something that you can't even think of. Okay, they are selling just a packet of tea, the tea that you have in the morning, and they are creating this whole story behind that, that there is nobody to take care of you because you're working and you're living alone. So the tea is there because it boosts your immunity, so you'll never fall sick. So you don't need anybody to take care of yourself, right? So just these small stories which create a bit of emotion in people, and they love buying those products, right? So this is something that I've never left, even no matter how tired I was. I kept on doing, and it took me one year almost when I was finally ready to leave my job and to work, as a writer, and to start my career and to switch the job. So never take this decision until you're financially absolutely secure, because this money pressure, earning money pressure, is going to give you a lot of disheartening situations which you would not want to go through. Okay, it's better that you work, and with keeping that one vision in mind, just work a little hard, wherein you're putting a little extra effort, knowing that it is not forever. And for some time, I need to just give little extra hours to my writing, because one day I'm just going to switch this. Okay, that is how you should always choose your path. Okay. Picture the positive. Always motivate yourself by imagining your future self on newly chosen career path. As filmy or just dialogues or words as it seems to be, but this is what I exactly did. I always, and more than writing, I've always been interested in training people. Okay, because I always knew this for sure about myself, that I can be an amazing trainer. I've always picturized myself, believe me. I used to imagine, and it was very automatic. I used to imagine that there's a day that I am leaving this IT job, and there's a day that I'm teaching people and I'm just giving them the best that I have. Okay. And it always motivates me to learn more, to see videos related to that, to just keep on teaching them something, something very different, and at least whatever I know to the best of my knowledge. Okay. Similarly, just see yourself there, that yes, there is a day that you are not working. If in case you're working anywhere wherein you're not very happy, so see yourself that, it's not going to be forever, and please make peace in case you're not happy with what you're doing. Make peace with it at least. Okay. Otherwise, frustration is not going to lead you anywhere. And I'm telling you this with a very personal experience. Okay. Now, if you need to practice, you can also start taking up some freelancing projects. You can just post in your resume for freelancing. And on your weekends, you can just pick one or two projects. So side by side, while you're working, you can gain certain experience as well as a freelancer, because freelancing is about like a few hours you're giving and you just need to deliver the project. Okay. So this will just enhance your confidence and also your um, practice. Okay. So this is how you're going to start your journey in case you've never done it. This is how you need to please keep all of these points in mind. Okay. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome again. So now let's talk about content that sell. Okay. I have already spoken a lot about search engine optimization. That will always remain your priority as a writer. Whether you are an entrepreneur and you're doing something on your own and you want to stabilize your business, you're just starting up with something, you want to make it famous, you want to earn money with that, or whether you're writing for somebody else, search engine optimization is a thing that will always be there, your first priority. You can never escape that. Okay. To make your content searchable on Google by the help of making it readable and at the same time searchable on Google by the help of using the keywords. Okay. The right keywords that people are looking for. I've already discussed a few websites that can help you for that. Okay. Also, competitive analysis that also helps you in order to optimize search engine. Okay. Now there are a few more things. I think I've already discussed quite a lot of points from here, but still a few more things. Know exactly who you can help and what they're looking for. This is talking about the target audience. I'm not describing this point a lot because we have already spoken a lot about target audience. Okay. That you are actually, as a copywriter specifically, you are providing some help. Always write with that perspective that you're providing them some help. First of all, figure out what is the problem. And the point is that you are creating the problem which does not exist in the first place, probably. Okay, probably there is a problem, probably it just does not exist. You're creating a problem and then you're helping them by providing a solution. Okay, so it is always you need to be in the shoes of the customer or of the audience. Demonstrate proof and expertise. Now, proof talks about the testimonials. All right, if you're writing for a brand, then of course a lot of proofs can be the reviews of the customer. Okay, and proofs can, if in case you don't have, it is the beginning of your business or this is some sort of small business, let's suppose. So for big businesses, those who are already stabilized in the market for a very long time, they might have proof in the form of Google reviews or any such reviews wherein customers have used their product and they've reviewed them really well. That becomes a proof to prove the next customers, the new audiences, to let them know that whatever you are claiming and the features that you are mentioning about this product is absolutely right. Okay. Now, expertise depends what product that you're talking about. If you're writing for a coaching institute, then you will talk about expertise. Okay. Because then you will have to mention that what all teachers that you have in the coaching institute and they are expertise in their field. Okay. So then you need to talk about the achievements of the trainers, if it is a training institute, if it is gym, if it is a weight loss or a yoga institute, then you are going to talk about, you would have always read that we have got 15 years, 20 years of experienced trainers with us. So you need to talk about expertise. This all creates belief system in the audience and they know that you've got somebody who knows. It's not that, you've got nobody and some newly hired trainers are there and they don't know anything, okay? And they can't just really give you results. So a lot of time you will see, especially in all of these weight loss organizations, that they always demonstrate the proof as some customer who would have reduced weight. So some video testimony or maybe some Google reviews. Okay. So all of this is important as a copywriter. Now, then the publicity. Publicity, of course, you will do it by sending that link to people in case it is your personal. Otherwise, the marketing team generally takes care of the publicity if you're working for an organization. Publicity doesn't remain your task. Okay. But if you are the one who is taking care of everything, it is your own business, you are an entrepreneur, then publicity is something that you need to be very careful for. And social media is one platform that you would like to, that will take you quickly to a place wherein your brand is going to be stabilized. Okay. If you are posting on social media the relevant content about your product. Okay. Scientific studies and statistics simply means depends on what product it is. Okay. If this is a product that is related to some sort of health drink or something, then scientific studies you can talk about that. Studies have found that this particular ingredient is responsible for shinier skin. Okay. And we exactly have that in our product. Okay. Statistics completely depends. If in case you're selling some sort of, you're talking about some applications, maybe this application, usage of this application has given a lot of revenue to the company. So you will talk about the statistics then. Okay. That earlier it was, the revenue was less, but as in when they've started using this app, this has really helped them well to grow and to earn a lot of profit. So it depends on what product it is. Wherever you can provide scientific study proof, provide that. Wherever you're talking about data, talk about that. Statistics can also be that, let's suppose you're talking about corona or any other disease, and you're mentioning that a lot of people, never mention these are all flub words, guys. A lot of people are affected by this. A lot of, population does that. You please go research well and talk in numbers. It always creates a very great impact that almost 90% of the people are affected as per these studies. Nowadays, life coaching, let's suppose, is one of the product. If you are a life coach, you're selling your, you want to gain clients, and you will have to then tell them that at least 80% of the population, as per this study, okay, whoever is doing that study, as per this research, it has been found that at least 80% of the population or the young population is depressed because of this reason. So wherever statistics are needed, you will do that. Stories, I have already told you in detail. Is specialization. Again, specialization completely depends on what is a product. If you're talking about something wherein people are going to take some classes, let's suppose English speaking, so you will have to mention that you've got trainers who are specialized in this field. Okay, if this is recipe class, cooking class, then you will have to mention that you've got a specialized chefs in the house. Okay, so similarly, wherever specialization is needed, you will talk about that and you will mention what exactly that they are specialized for. Okay, comparisons. I believe that comparisons is not a very right term here. So I'm sorry about this, but let me explain this. And I think this is something I've discussed before. You are never comparing your product with anybody, but what comparisons here clearly means that in your research work, you will definitely compare your product with the rest of the companies that are there in the market to set up and to figure out that how exactly your product is better than the rest. Okay. Even if you think that it is not, but eventually if you are obviously writing for a brand, then you have to make it the best and you have to make it unique in comparison to the rest. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, you're launching some project or you are just starting up your business into any specific field, then also you will have to compare what you are providing to people from the rest of the brands that are already there in the market and they've got a good client tail. Okay. And that comparison is going to then help you to figure out that what is it that they have that you don't have, so that in future, as in when your business is progressing, you have the vision very clear that this is also something I need to do. So that is also part of comparison, guys. Dismantling myths, okay? This can be a very good point in the sense that we always think of writing certain features and benefits to sell our products, or to we are so focused in telling people that what exactly are we offering them, okay, so that they can just buy it. But dismantling myths can also be a part of copywriting. Okay, So there is this myth that, what example I can give you? A lot of people just think from the generic sense, as in the general people. Okay, there are a lot of myths that they live with, as in, um, let's suppose sunscreen. Okay, so I think now I know the truth, but I think 5, 6 years ago, I also had this myth, because I've had this constant skin issues. So sunscreen was something that I had applied like always. Okay, but I was not applying it um, when this lockdown happened. Okay, and I was like, obviously, I need to be at home. So I was not applying it. But then my dermatologist exactly told me that you're working on laptop throughout 8 to 9 hours. And you should know that sunscreen is not only for sun. There are, some harmful rays that comes out of this screen that you use, the phone that you use, and that may also create skin issues. Okay, so sunscreen is something, and anyways, when you are at home at daytime, sunlight is there at home if it is not a direct sun. Okay, so this was a myth, and a lot of people have got this myth. A lot of women have got this myth specifically, although sunscreen has nothing to do with men and women. Now, again, this is a myth that sunscreen is all about, this is a woman stuff. Why men do not need to save their skin from sun? They have, but it is not a very popular thing amongst. And just tell me, all the boys who are listening to this, do you use sunscreen daily? You don't. I am 100% sure. There are very few very careful about this. Okay, so this is again a myth that men are not using it. This is not for them. And then again, another myth that it is to be used only when you're going out in sun. That's not the case. Even if you're working on laptops and on screen throughout, and in the daytime when sun is there anyways. Okay, so you're not living in any dark cell, right? So then also it is important. So any such myths, just figure out around this topic, around this particular what you call the product. Is it possible that people have such certain myths that you can resolve in your content? That is going to be a very amazing point. Okay. Empathy, I've already told you, it is about creating emotions. Okay. So you are always empathizing with customer, not in the sense that you're crying along with them, but I've already discussed a lot in detail about creating emotional angle in your write to begin with. Okay. So this is how you can start writing content that sells. Be of the service to the audience. Now it is a little more in detail. Be of the service to the audience. And these points are going to be more for people who are entrepreneurs, who are looking forward to stabilize themselves as a writer. And they've got certain products of their own and they want to market them by being a copywriter, for their own products. So then this is going to be big of a deal for you. Be of the service to your audience. Do something different for them. Always be on your toes to provide them certain help, especially when you are promoting your product on social media, you're writing a social media copy. Okay, because there people have got all the opportunities to tag you or to ask questions, because there is an engagement. Okay, always, and customers can always leave their feedback out there, or they need to ask something. So always be on your toes, and it should just seem that you are always ready to help them. You're providing a very good service. And that is one thing that draws customers' attention. And they would be able to ready to pay you a little more also, when they'll feel safe that at least if anything happens, there is somebody who's going to take care of us. Okay, there is at least somebody to help us. So always be of the service to the audience. Make research. Okay, research is something very important. I have already told you, research will always remain your agenda. Otherwise, there's no point. Until you are researching well, you will never know what is the problems of the customers that they are facing. Okay. So I have, and rest of the research work also, I have already told you what is the benefits of researching well in the market. Okay. This just helps you. The biggest point, guys, to know the gaps in the services. Okay. Any product. So you will always research, of course, about the similar products that rest of the brands are offering. Okay. And then you will see what is the customer response. Okay. What kind of responses are they getting? What are their unique selling proportion? What are their unique features that they are selling in the market? Okay. Do you have something different from them that they have missed? That that is called gap. Okay. And that will be your unique feature. So this is why research gets very important, especially when you are an entrepreneur. Okay. See, a lot of people are just earning by just photography, and they are posting some, commercial photographs of the food, okay, some tempting foods. And then they are also telling how this is made, what is the significance of this food. How to tutorials are very famous nowadays. I've already discussed this in my last modules, okay. Beginners guys is also important. Beginners guide is that, let's suppose you want to start a page on Instagram for recipes. So what about those people who are just beginning cooking? So your job is to make cooking easy for the people who have never cooked. That is what you're aiming at, guys. Imagine that you're starting a page for cooking, okay, and there you are going to post a lot of recipes, easy one. Now those who are already very interested in cooking, they find their ways out. But what about people who want to cook but they find it very messy and a lot of hard work, sort of a thing? Now your job is to grab those customers and figure out pointers to begin with. Somebody who has never worked in the kitchen, so without creating a lot of mess, what is that amazing dish that somebody can enjoy? Okay. And the benefit that you can tell them about, first of all, they're going to save a lot of money by obviously, not ordering food from Zomato and Swiggy. This is one benefit, because they take a lot of money, of course. And also the food is going to be healthy because you will cook it. And health is everything. So you understand that how is it that you're going to promote your work initially by thinking absolutely different. Okay. Share personal stories. Okay. Always motivate people. This is all about, guys, when obviously I'm talking about when you are doing things on your own, when it is your business, your page, and you want to get followers, right? You can share personal stories, anything to motivate people that I was this, and then like I have shared my story with you a while ago, right? So this just motivate people that yes, if that person has done it, I can also do it, right? It just helps people to come out of challenges and they get very fascinated towards your page. And then they join you. Never think that why to share these stories until it is something, of course, very personal. But you can always manipulate a little bit of it. Something that you don't want to share, you can manipulate that. I mean, you are a writer after all. Okay. But motivating people is always a very good thing. Okay. Create native content simply means that you should know what kind of a content is selling on Twitter. So something that is there on Twitter will not be on Instagram. Don't do that. Instagram has got a lot more space. You can write a lot more. You can use infographics a lot in a much better way. Twitter is more about a discussion page. Instagram is more about promoting your brand page. Okay. Facebook is not getting very famous nowadays, but yeah, on Facebook also people provide, I mean, there is this special feature that Facebook has, all of you know, okay, wherein you can obviously post your business and you can get people out there. And there also followers matters on Instagram and Twitter, both hashtag matters. Okay. So create native content. That is also important. Okay. Take a stand on social issues. Okay, so a lot of businesses you will see, big brands and all, they keep on talking about on their social media page. I'm not sure if you have really gone on any social media page of big brands I'm talking about, those who are multi-millionaire companies. Okay, if you check their social media account, please follow them. Today, just go in every field, follow big businessmen, follow big businesses on your Instagram. Create your separate Insta ID. Okay, wherein you're not sharing any of your personal life stuff. Okay, kind of business ID or something, business page or something. Okay, post anything, create stories on daily basis. Do that. It's a very interesting thing to do. Okay, and please start following in every field some great businesses and just start checking their Insta pages. And you will see that most of the time, apart from only talking about their product and new launches and the benefits of this, they also talk about a lot of charity work that they are doing. Okay, which is by all of these big brands, they are so associated with a lot of NGOs as well, like PNG and all. Whatever you buy, a small amount of share goes to an NGO that helps people. I mean, that helps small kids to get education free of cost. There is this whole NGO which is there, right? So all of these big businesses, they do that. And that also at times motivate people to buy product from you. And they're like, it's okay if I'm buying it from them, I'm not paying anything extra, but at least a small amount of this money will go for some social causes. It just creates a lot of brand value. Okay. And if you're an entrepreneur, then you can at least talk about social issues. Okay, not necessarily that you're always talking about one particular product or one particular thing that for which you have launched this page. Okay, you can talk about social issues as well. Don't wait for the perfect. Perfection is a myth. Okay, if you're really thinking that I will start and I will create my Insta page once I will learn all of this, that day will never come. So create it today. Today, after this, please go create your Insta page, choose a very good name, professional name for yourself, and keep that only limited to business. If you've got certain business ideas, start with that. If you've got nothing, just at least start with writing quotations, writing some small stories, 100-word stories, 90 words, 80 words, 50 words, 40 words, story on anything, and start posting that. Okay, keep it not obviously a public page. Okay, and start following a lot of people. Okay, some big people from where you can learn, some big brands, so that you can always keep getting notifications and you can always keep checking the posts from them. Don't wait for perfect time. It never comes. Variety of format simply means, I've already explained this, variety of format simply means if you are a person, let's suppose there is a woman who would feel like talking about feminism. It happens and there is nothing bad about it. Okay, she would want to talk about a lot of issues related to feminism and all, and she would want to talk about motherhood and anything that's related to women issues. Okay. Now, think about a lot of variety of formats. Okay. As in, talk, if in case you want to keep it limited to only women's page or something, at least talk a lot of different issues, not the issues in the same area. Okay. Or else you can talk about certain more issues as well. I mean, you don't have to demean anybody. You understand what I mean? So you can even talk about celebrating Men's Day on your page. It's not necessary that because it is a women's page or it is something, a content page which is related to women, we are going to, not talk about something else out there. Okay. So just create a lot of varieties. It should not be of the same type. Otherwise, people will look at your page, and it has happened with me, which is why I'm telling you this. People will look at this, and there are a lot of content creators, guys, that I know that they keep on posting same sort of content. And when I look at them, and I'm like, oh, again, the same thing, again, the same thing. And I go so bored that I don't just watch them. Okay. I don't read them at all. So don't do that. Always not the same. Just always be very creative with things. Okay. Create some sort of variety. Think of different ideas. Okay. And create that variety in your formats. That is when people will start following you. Okay. Next, we'll talk about know your goal as a content writer. And I'll see you in the next video. Hi, guys. Welcome once again. So now let's talk about know your goal. So as a writer, you should always be aware about what exactly do you want. It's not that you're listening to the people around you, okay, and you're seeing something and that's actually not your goal. Just you being fascinated with something and you decided to be, a copywriter. In writing as well, there are a lot of things, guys, that you can do. Maybe you can be a famous blogger, okay, but there is something that's restricting you, thinking that maybe being a blogger is not going to give you any money. Maybe this can be your thinking process, okay, and you thought that it's okay because copywriting, you've heard, gives you a lot of money, okay, gives people a lot of money, so let's just try this. Okay, you're never trying anything. Fine, once you start writing, basically you can write anything, but still something that is your passion will always lead you somewhere that you can't even think of. That is why discover your passion, determine the demand of that, and do your research well on this. Okay, which clearly means that in case you want to be a blogger, then please keep following that. Okay, do that a lot along with your copywriting as well. You can do that. Okay, fine, copywriting gives you money. There are a few jobs in the market also available. Okay, but in case you want to be a blogger, don't just leave that. There is a huge difference between hobby and passion, and I told you, right? And I know that earning is also important, but at times, when you're not passionate about something, it can become absolutely boring. You must have heard a lot of food bloggers, a lot of travel bloggers, and they're absolutely enjoying their work. Initially, they may have not earned any money, with their blogging, but later on they've started earning a lot of money when people have started collaborating, with them, all of those big brands. Same goes for food bloggers. They go to different cities and they try the foods out there, which generally people do not know. Okay, similarly, you can choose your niche. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to be a poet? Do you want to be a screenwriter? Maybe you want to go to Mumbai and you want to write for movies. You want to write for web series. Okay, so you should never give up on that. Please follow that. Discover, first of all, what is the thing that is of your interest, because writings are all connected. Okay, if you will do it just as a job, it's going to be very boring after a time. Then make a plan and become qualified for that. Now that you've decided that fine, copywriting is going to give me money, but then my passion is going to be creative. Maybe I would love to write a novel. Maybe I would really love to see that my book is getting published and I am the author. Okay, so start, just be qualified for that. Just learn. Maybe if not everything, then maybe you can just be focused on learning how to write a book and get it published. Okay, you need to be flexible in the way that, see, it's not going to be a smooth road, which clearly means that if you are imagining that immediately once you know everything and it's just that the money will start flowing and you will become very famous. No, I'm being very honest. It takes time. Okay, there will be a time when you'll get a lot of projects in case you want to go for freelancing, and maybe there are times when you would not get it. It will take time for you to create that channel in the market and to start writing and to become a stable writer. Okay, so you need to be always ready for that. Also, when you become a writer, or maybe you're writing something or posting something on your Instagram page, people may comment on that, which is not very good. Okay, they can be distasteful comments as well, which are negative. So you need to always ready for criticism as well. In fact, take it positively and figure out if that person's criticism or negative feedback, can you learn something about that or not? Okay, with that feedback, is there something that you can improvise? If you think you can, very good. If you don't think that there is nothing, it's just my point of view as a writer, then there's no problem. All right, just be ready for that. Okay, that person has given his or her perspective, and you as a writer is going on with your perspective, and that is absolutely okay. Then you need to see what is a long term goal, what is a short term goal, what exactly are you looking forward. Do you want to do it only as a freelancing? Okay, or do you want to take it as a full-time job sometimes? Okay, maybe you're already working and you're thinking that just to earn some extra money, let me just go ahead and do this, and I'll do it as a freelancer. Okay, so, and also then you need to find motivation. Okay, so for finding motivation, you can look at a lot of people who become successful as a writer. Okay, because there comes a time, guys, especially in this industry, that you get demotivated, that no, there's no demand, or maybe I can't earn the kind of money that I want. Or at times it also happens that, especially in creative writing, that you get this writer's block when you don't get a lot of ideas flowing. Then you need to figure out your motivation yourself. Okay, time bound goals will be all about once you start working. Okay, once you start working, then there are a lot of projects that you need to finish in time, and you can be pressurized with that also. So it's better that you always initially, when it is your struggling phase, just develop this habit of writing fast or writing in a limited period of time. In my last video, I guess, not the last one, but previous videos, I have discussed this with you, that how is it that you can give yourself a challenge to write 1,000 words or 500 words in maybe 15, 16 minutes or 20 minutes time. Okay, so that is going to help you in the long run in case you really want to make this as a career. Okay, so just set your specific writing goals, guys. That is important. What exactly, even in writing, what exactly would you want to do? Only copywriting? You would want to explore more? Okay, you can be a YouTuber on your own. Even when you're working for a company, still you can be a YouTuber. So just discover your passion. Just figure out what is it in the life that, that you really find very interesting. What is your skill? What is your talent? Okay. And nowadays it is very easy. When you can write a copy for people, you can write a video content for yourself for YouTube, right? You can write a content for yourself for your Instagram page. So keep on doing that and figure out where exactly, finally you want to reach. Starting a job with this course and then getting a job and then start working is just the initial phase. Always be very clear that this is going to be my last phase. This is where I want to see myself one day. Otherwise, you'll be lost. You'll start working and then it will just become another job for you. Okay, just that 9 to 6 job which you've been doing or which you see people doing. Okay, so that is also important. Please do that and start following writers. Start following a lot of YouTubers, or YouTubers who are very famous copywriters. Okay, that is also a thing. So you get a lot of content ideas from there. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hi guys, welcome once again. So now understand writing on the internet. Okay, although we have discussed almost all the aspects of it, but this is for you to understand that when you are writing a content or when you are doing copywriting, majorly you are writing on the internet or for the internet. So what all aspects are there? Let's just recap them once again. Okay, I have already discussed in detail. You need to know your audience really well. You need to keep it short. Don't use lengthy and long sentences. How to write user-friendly content, which means that if you are keeping in mind your target audience, okay, user-friendly means the one who is using that product, you're making your content friendly for that person. Okay, break up the page with headings. Now, here is the thing. Don't write lengthy paragraphs. People will not read it at all. Okay, don't write your whole content in the form of a paragraph. Bullet points, I've already discussed this before, and headings. Okay, headings are something that people read at a glance. Okay, they are not majorly interested in reading whole content word by word. Okay, there will be very few who will do that. Otherwise, they love having headlines and it just makes your content looks very easy to read. Okay, and of course, always keep it conversational. What all forms of writing is there that you're writing a copy for? So you're writing a copy in the form of blogs. Okay, weblogs. So you're writing a copy in the form of blogs. Every website has got a blogging session. Okay, so you're writing business blogs. They are called business blogs. The blogs that you write for yourself, sharing your own experiences, they are your blogs, the personal blogs, right? When you're writing it for any website, that is for that is business blogging. Now you are writing copies for website, okay? Any e-commerce website. So these are the questions that can be asked from you in an interview. That what all platforms are there on internet that you are writing a copy for, that you majorly write a copy for. So you can say that business blogging, okay, that is also about writing a copy. Then you write a copy for a website when you talk about what this website is all about and you describe all of the products in the website. Okay, then social media post. So that is called social media copy. We have discussed in a huge detail in 9 videos almost about social media post. Okay, there are other online copies as well. Marketing copy, press releases are also there. Okay, research paper, white papers, and reports. Okay, they are some extra online copies that you write. Okay, writing for internet, always keep in mind. So this is just, guys, to give you an idea that this is how you can talk about it in general in any of the interview or when somebody is talking to you. How is it that you're going to write for the internet? So I will always consider who will read my text, okay, and why they might want to read your text. WIIFM effect. What's in it for me? Okay, if that is the effect, so here you will create a huge impression on the interviewer when you say this, guys. Okay, so what will I do? I will keep in mind who will read my text. So there should be always a WIIFM effect. What's in it for me? I will always be concentrated on that if this effect is there on in my content or not. If the reader is going to find something relevant to him, then that reader is going to read my content. Okay, what they want to get from it, their level of understanding. Okay, so their level of understanding simply matters if you're writing it for an expert people, some doctors or some engineers or some knowledgeable class, then your writing is going to be absolutely different in comparison to when you're writing a content for generic people. And copywriting is mostly going to be about writing content for generic people who buy the products. Okay. Consider the purpose of your writing, whether it is informative, whether you're selling something, what is it that you are doing? Consider the purpose of your writing. Always remember, why are you writing this? Any constraints on your writing? Check whether you are limited in length. Okay. Now, this all depends on your client. When you're writing it for somebody, a lot of time they've got certain constraints, as in that limited word choices. Okay. So you need to just be obviously flexible with that. Okay. Also, you need to check as per the client, is there any other parallel publishing which is there along with that, maybe brochures, maybe anywhere else that you might have to use the keywords, not only in the content. Okay. But maybe there is any parallel publishing that is happening. Parallel publishing can be in the magazine also. Okay. In the product launch can be at 2 or 3 places. So you need to be careful about that. Okay, writing for screen reading. Now, this is simply means that a lot of people are opening and reading your content on their mobiles. There are very few who will read it on, laptops. Majorly, they have their phones in their hands. So, majorly they use mobile phones to read your content. So, you need to just see that your paragraphs are short, that your fonts are understandable, and also the headings are not too lengthy. Basically, it should not be too tacky for them to read, too difficult for them to read. Okay, so that is called writing for screen reading, because majorly people are reading it on screen. Okay. Search engine optimization, I have already discussed it in detail many times. Okay, that obviously writing for internet will majorly be about search engine optimization. They all relate to the findability of information online. Okay, findability means the searchability of information. Okay, so yes, this always remains your main point of concern, that your content, no matter what, has to be SEO friendly. Okay, next we will talk about what is the significance of subtitles or captions in your writing in the next video. Hi guys, welcome once again. So now we'll understand very quickly in this short video about subtitles. Okay, although as a copywriters, you may not have to write subtitles exactly, but industry is all connected. And when it comes to writing, you must know that subtitles are equally important as it is important for you to write a catchy headline for any content. So subtitles also make your content searchable for people and make it available for people and make it easygoing. Subtitles are majorly written for any video content. Okay, so video content is also going to be a part of copywriting, of course. Okay, there are a lot of videos that you would find on YouTube wherein the copywriter has written that video content, the content for that video, which somebody is presenting. Okay, so you may also choose to write the subtitles for that. Now, how does this work at the back end is going to be covered, guys, only in digital marketing or web designing. Okay, so it will remain a part of web designing, or how is it that there is a software on which you of course write subtitles on a video. Okay, but I can certainly let you know what subtitles are, what is the importance of subtitle. Okay, and how many kinds of subtitles are there, and the difference between subtitles and captions. Okay, so first of all, understand what is open caption, what is closed caption. Open captions are those which you see, which is inbuilt in a video. While the video is being created, is getting created, the captions are added along with the videos. Now, if you want to shut them off or close them, it cannot be turned off. And you will have to watch them and they will go on while the video is getting played. Okay, closed captions are those that can be turned off while the video is going on. And if it is your native language and you're able to understand it really well, there is no need for the captions. At times, it seems to be disturbing when captions are there. So if you want to close them, you can close it. This is the difference between open and closed captions. Now, difference between subtitles and captions is important to understand. What are subtitles? When you watch a movie in some other language, which is not your native language, or even in the native language, there are nowadays, obviously, all of you know, you're watching Netflix or Prime videos and all of that. You'll always find subtitles written. So obviously subtitles are helping you to understand the language well. Even when you're not able to understand a few words, it just helps you to understand that language. At times, some different languages are used, okay, in a particular video or any series, okay. And if the subtitles are written down, then it just doesn't break the flow of your story that you're watching, and you're easily able to understand even in some Spanish language, French language. Okay, just few words are there which somebody is speaking as a native speaker, okay, and they are being translated in the subtitles below. So you are able to understand it really well. Now, captions, guys, are such wherein uh, a literal, you know, the voice, and if there is any voice at the background, if let's suppose somebody just slammed the door, okay, then you would find that below uh, I mean, at the screen below, it is written that the sound of the door slamming, right? Or the sound of the rain, or you know, any other sound which is there, thunder. Okay, so all of the sounds are also mentioned to majorly it helps people who really cannot hear, okay, and they can understand what's going on if they can only see. Okay, so basically captions are like literally everything which is there on the screen is getting translated. Okay, and subtitles are that you can just you know, it improves basically the language barrier is being broken by the subtitles. It just makes the language easy for people who do not even understand that language. Okay, it increases the awareness, engages users without any sound. If you are at a very noisy place somewhere, at times you may want to, you know, watch a video without any sound, and you can still understand what's going on because you can clearly see what's written. Okay, videos with subtitles are easier to comprehend. At times, maybe you're not able to understand something. Okay, and if subtitles are mentioned there, you can easily comprehend if you're missing on something to understand. Okay, improve your SEO. So again, it is a part of SEO. Subtitles facilitate your efforts because they already contain many of the keywords. So if somebody is searching something, you know, on again on Google or YouTube, it is about SEO. Your subtitles that you are writing also contains a lot of keywords. Okay, because of which that particular content, the video content will also come when somebody is searching for them. So it improves your SEO also. I've told you already, it is about overcoming the language barrier because language then doesn't matter. And you can learn new languages as well. Not specifically, I would say new languages until you are deliberately watching a video in some other language. But yes, of course, I mean, if you're watching something, there are a few words that you always catch up. Okay, so it's a good source of learning, of course, a few words at least in your language. Okay, so these are the formats of subtitles. Okay, SRT, VTT, they are all, you know, used in HTML coding. Okay, which I can't, of course, teach you in copywriting course. Okay, which is why I said that most of it will be relevant when you will do web designing. Okay, and you're going to put in the videos out there, or when you are going to go for digital marketing and all, then you will learn all these technical terms. But because the industry is connected, it is important for you to at least know that there are the formats of subtitles as well, which is SRT, something very basic. VTT gives you so you would have seen captions or the subtitles written in an absolute simple format, like you know, same font, same color, just black and white. VTT gives you an option to change the color, the font size, and just make it look a little more beautiful. Okay. EBU STOL is about European Broadcasting Union. They use it for media purpose when, you know, any broadcasting media has to write any captions or title. Nowadays in news also it is there. Now Netflix and BBC quality subtitles are different because Netflix majorly is about watching movies and series. So they can't afford to write anything in a lot of long paragraphs. They need to increase their audience, because of which they prefer inserting line breaks. Line breaks simply means that you would not find that, you know, they kind of write subtitles line wise so that one person who is not understanding the language and is mostly dependent on the subtitle is getting time to read. Okay. So that is Netflix BBC quality subtitles, are again very famous. All right. If you need to learn all of this in detail, first of all, begin with copywriting, learn writing. And then if you want to acquire the whole market, this is going to be your next step, which is why it was important for me to mention it. Okay. This should be your next step to go towards digital marketing and web designing, because a lot of people, believe me, they are looking for web designers and to write properly aligned, properly arranged content on websites, on their websites. So I am an owner of a brand. I'm launching it now and I have a website. Okay. I would definitely look for a writer who can, no matter how good of a writer I am and how amazing that I think, until I am a professional. Okay. But if I'm just a businesswoman, very good with my business, I know what am I giving to the audience. What do I have to give to the audience? A very simple example, maybe I want to teach English. Okay, I am a language coach and I know my subject really well. I know that I can make it very easy for people. I've got my content ready. You're not going to give me the content. It is my subject, so I have my content ready. But I need to have the website which is so properly aligned. Okay, so properly arranged. So I need a writer for that who knows the web content. How to writing a web content is an absolute different thing. No matter how much good of a teacher I am or a coach I am, until my web content is arranged properly, when I will launch my website on Google, nobody is going to get a clue of my website. That is a job of exactly a web designer or a copywriter who writes copies for any website. You know exactly what to mention. Okay, you know exactly that there has to be headline which should be SEO friendly. Okay, until the headline that I'm giving on each page, let's suppose in my website I've kept a category called crack the IELTS exam. Okay, so there is one category, this, then another category is level A1 learning, level A2 learning, grammar, common errors in grammar. These are 4-5 categories. Now, in every category, I would have a main title. That title should have the keywords. That makes your website SEO friendly. Okay, that is how your content should be so well arranged that when people are looking at it, they are able to find out everything very clearly. That is when people will come to me. Okay, so this should be your next step. But after being a little stable as a copywriter, then you can just go ahead and follow the rest of the things. All right, guys. Next, I'll meet you in the next video.